Who Put This On, Season 4, Episode 18, where we watch The Love Trap, Season 1, Episode 1, and it's F Girl Island, and I'm Chris Lorenz.
Gonna get drunk alone. This is Brian.
This is James, but on Saturday and Sunday I go by JR.
I'm Harrison Hoffman, and I think you look like Cruella DeVille.
This is Annabeth. On weekends, you call me Boodle.
I have crystals. This is Maxi Cruella DeVille. You stole my thing.
Oh, it happened.
Oh.
We got two doubles. It happens.
All right. Well, if this is your first time joining us, we watch a different reality show each week. Discussing it in minute detail. We're not figuring out if it's good or bad. What do we watch this week, Harrison?
Can you spot a love match from a love trap? Joel Dommett hosts as one bachelor looks for love in a mansion full of beautiful women, but not all of them are single. The Love Trap on Channel 4.
Thank you, Harrison. As our intros all kind of reference the show, it's a UK show. We watched it on YouTube. It's from Channel 4. But it's essentially a dating show, but you don't know if the person's trying to be a love trap. Just somebody's trying to pretend to love you versus really love you. And it sounds like a torture device.
Are they there for the right reasons?
Dr. Pepper would say no.
Yeah. The format is you got one guy and you got four girls who are being real and four girls who are not being real. They are in relationships, and he votes one off each week, and hopefully he finds the one that finds one of the four that is real. It is exactly F-Boy Island.
But one has to leave the mansion instantly.
Oh my! Should we just dive right into it?
we got to talk about the end, which they show at the beginning, so it's fine.
Yep.
So they have three people at the end. He picks somebody, and they go through a literal trapdoor, and like it's the quickest trap. I haven't seen a lot of trapdoors, so I'm used to like video game trapdoors, but this thing is like, bam, you're done. You're out.
Real
And
physics.
Also, there's no hesitation between when he says the name and when the trapdoor opens. It's like as soon as he stops talking, that trapdoor opens and she's immediately gone.
Best part of the show for sure.
The reactions on everybody's face as it happens are
Like, yeah, even the guy that says the name, he's like, name, and that person's just gone, and his face is just amazing.
And then one of the girls starts saying something like, "Oh my God." And the host immediately says, "She's not dead." Because that was a concern.
We never see that girl again, though.
Oh, we do.
After?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
saw
I thought
the
a trap.
interview.
We find out
Oh,
if
this is
she's
the
a trap
post.
or not.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But no one else
In the
does.
moment, nobody
No.
knows.
Yeah, the rest of the people think she's dead. She might as well be dead. They'll never see that person again in their life.
It's true.
This is everybody's big dream. Everybody
To
wants
go through a trap door?
No. To send somebody else to a trap door. Like, you've all had that like interaction where you're just like, God damn it, I wish you can go away. And then if you can just hit a button and they're gone.
literally the only time I've ever wanted to do this is when I'm at like a county fair and there's one of those guys above the water tank.
Yeah, I was just going to say this is like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Very
also
similar.
kind of similar like those like water slides, like a giant like water kind of park. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but they have like water slides now where you get in like this little tube and they flush you out the bottom, like the floor drops from under you and you go
Ooh.
a vertical drop.
I had
Kind of
no
like
idea.
this. Oh yeah, it's nuts.
In this one, I'm surprised the woman doesn't even make a sound. There's no scream. She's just silent, and then she is gone, and the trap immediately closes back up as if she was never there.
She was completely emotionless the entire show, so I think that's in character.
They've
True.
also got to edit that out. There's,
Oh, yeah.
there's no way that that's not going to happen at any point in this show.
Oh, you want to hear that scream? They're
you
not going
do.
to edit that out.
Oh, I do, but they're not going to give it to
I
us.
feel like the people in the room screamed way more than she did.
Oh yeah, because they're also standing on trap doors. It'd be so scary. Okay, very minute detail, but a quick one. The door also closes pretty quickly
Oh,
after
yeah.
it opens.
Yeah.
So the person is gone, the door just raised back up, and we're just moving on.
You
It's
don't know
like-
what's in there.
It's like you're in a haunted house where, like, you know, somebody could be like, trying to get you're like following somebody, and they just disappear. And you have no idea because they're just there, they're gone, and it's back like in a second, like 10 seconds.
Ooh, that
it's
could be
gone.
a cool touch of the show. What if when they said the name, the lights go out, and then the person's gone?
No, you gotta
see the reaction.
Them die.
I mean, it's so quick you don't even need to
That's
do
true.
that.
It's true.
It's so quick you don't even see that. It'd be funny if they like turned out the lights and like just went behind her and like smothered her and then took her out.
Man, this show's taking a turn.
Yeah.
There is no trapdoor. They just kidnap you when
Love
they turn out the
chloroform.
light. Yeah.
I mean, the best thing about the trapdoor, I thought, was that they don't tell the women until they're in the room and standing on the trapdoors that they're on trapdoors.
Yeah.
That was extremely good.
What if it was like they turned out the lights and the guy had to go and chloroform one of the women? To take them out?
Oh,
This
that's
is getting-
dark, dude.
Sorry. So I've been watching Squid Game. So it's
Yeah.
just like it's just happening. Sorry.
Happy Halloween.
All right, let's talk about the host, I guess, so far. His name is Joel. I have Joel Domet. And he was actually in it's a UK version of a show we've already done, Impractical Jokers.
Wow.
He was in
Okay.
Impractical Jokers UK for 2 seasons.
Dude, Impractical Jokers UK could be great.
I hear it's not great.
Oh, okay.
It didn't last very long.
Okay.
He's also in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which is a show we probably should do. I think.
Isn't it kind of like a Fear Factor esque, but like celebrity
I have
something?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I think it's like a Survivor or Fear Factor kind of thing with celebrities.
Add it to the list.
This Wikipedia page does not tell me anything. Anyway, he is. I think people around here were confused because he was more attractive than our Bachelor. Correct?
He also the way it opens is the women arrive first, and then this gorgeous man comes down the steps of the mansion, and they think it's the man they're gonna date, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm the host."
Yep.
The reveal was pretty awkward.
The fact that he had to clarify that he was the host, I think, is prudent to the point.
It is like the third thing he says, but yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've run into this on one of the shows where the host is too attractive and he's potentially more attractive than the guy that they're supposed to be onto.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like a Chris Harrison, an older wizened man who has like some wisdom for you.
Yeah, or like the butler from I Want to Marry Harry.
What about Mark Wahlberg, though?
The sunken eyes.
There's another interesting tidbit about him. In 2018, he released his first book of memoirs. He's only 37 here, guys. So
Okay.
38, something like that. It's not me, it's them. Confessions of a Hopeless Modern Romantic. The book details his romantic encounters with 40 women before meeting his now wife, Hannah Cooper.
Oh.
So
Who the hell wants to read that?
I don't know. I don't know. All I could say is he might have been on that F-Boy Island show.
Do you think I'm going to find that in the erotic section or?
It's in the memoir section, right? He wrote a memoir.
He wasn't famous from anything else?
I mean, he's been in the UK scene for a long time. He's been in
Okay.
stand-up since like 2005 or something like that. Long time.
All right.
His IMDb is pretty long. It's not
Okay.
anything like we would know him from, but
Hmm.
he's in this UK scene, I think. So I don't think this is, as we get to the question, I think this is a downgrade for our host.
Sure. Well, it sounds like he might have some wisdom from his past relationships that he can bestow upon young David.
Yeah. But that said, I don't think he's providing anything to this show. It's not like the host of F1 Island.
There was
where he's not roasting people. He's not being all that funny. He's just like, the funniest thing he does is he gets into the bed with the Bachelor, which was weird, which made it funny.
It was
But that's
funny.
not it.
It gave the impression of him also just being in this house, just living there. He's probably not, but
I mean, he might be.
Yeah.
There might be a nice room there for him. Who knows?
maybe.
That's where the extra bedroom.
I always say this: the host should be hanging out. The host should be part of the show.
Yeah, it's just like not how these things work usually. Anyway, let's talk about our Bachelor. His name is David. He was on a different reality show. Max, what was it?
Too Hot to Handle season 2.
Yeah, well, we watched season 1. What was the difference between season 1 and season 2?
I don't know that there was a big format difference.
They still just can't bang each other.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One of the major differences is season 2, nobody gave a shit.
About like
So-
the
so they
rules or
didn't
something.
They
the
lost
money.
so much money.
Spoilers. But so do you think that was filmed before this or after this?
Definitely, like that came out like 6+ months ago.
You never know where these things are. Seeing there's a quarantine show.
I think it is much more probable that producers saw this guy in an ensemble reality show and were like, I want that guy.
Okay, there you have it. I forget what job does he do again.
He is an online fitness business man.
Is he in Mirror, Brian? Is he in the Mirror app?
No, hell no.
Oh no! What's the difference?
We wouldn't have him.
He's
No.
too attractive
Did
to be
you,
in the
did you
Mirror
see that
app.
chin? He would break everything. Like,
It's
he would
so
break the
sharp
screen.
it would cut the mirror.
Dude's facial features are nuts.
Angular.
He seemed to be really upset when they revealed this.
This was perhaps the best part of the show for a little bit, though, where he just didn't know. He
Yeah,
didn't know the game.
only the 4 women that were traps know about the. Why can't I come up with
The love trap.
the twist? That's the word I'm trying to come up with.
Yep.
For. And David didn't know about the twist, and he was like, "I mean, I'd be really upset. Like, hey, I'm going to be the Bachelor. This is the Bachelor." And then you come on the show where it's like, "Fuck, now I gotta find who's a fucking love trap." Like, fuck this. Let me out of here.
So, somebody said this guy just has the worst luck on reality shows. Like, one show he can't fuck anybody, and this one he's dealing with this shit.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be on Love Island. It's going to be great. We're going to bang all the ladies. Nah, not going to
Nah.
bang all the ladies. Then we're going to be The Bachelor. Everyone's going to be coming after me. But now I'm like, well, now I'm going to be on The Bachelor. Everyone's coming after me, but now I can't trust anyone to figure out if they actually want me or not.
Because now everyone's goal is to try to think that you love them so that they can get the cash and you get nothing.
Well,
This
I
dude
mean,
was just trying to find
only
true
half,
love.
only half of them.
It's true.
Only half of them care. Half
Right.
of the other 4 need to figure out if they actually like this dude. Like, that's what I don't get about these Bachelor shows is they come in and they're like, I love you immediately. And it's like, there's like people go on like 30 dates to figure out if they like them or not.
Honestly, there are shows where sometimes like one contestant is just like, hey, I'm not really feeling it, so I'm just going to leave.
Yeah, I mean, it happens,
It's
especially
rare.
when you have like 30 people.
Oh, yeah.
Like in The Bachelor, where here you have 8 people, and only 4 of them actually can figure out if they like them or not. Like, that's insane to me. That's just like, you're going to have a 4-to-1 ratio? Like, I don't think that's a good ratio.
Yeah, your odds are not that good. And then you're in a super weird place if you're one of the women who's actually there to find love and you don't like the dude.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past like some of the people on the show that we'll talk about. Like, they just didn't look all that interested or like looked a little off, and you're like, well, maybe they just don't like you. Like,
For sure.
or like they need to get to know you a little bit more before they warm up. And it's like, if they're really onto you right away, it's like, that's really suspicious.
Yeah.
So this dude like is in a very tough situation, I think.
Well, and on The Bachelor, everybody kind of has an ulterior motive at this point because you can like sell stuff on Instagram afterwards and you get all this weird social media fame. I don't know how much of that is true for this show, but
So, I mean, I think that that's the interesting thing here is that I think often on these shows where it is not explicit about people not being there for the right reasons, like on The Bachelor, there are a bunch of people there who are actually not interested in the dude, and they're just there to be on TV, to sell stuff on social media, make money out of it, whatever. In this situation, it's just a little bit more explicit that these people are really only there for the money.
Yeah, I mean, so if you haven't watched the show, you don't know. If you're one of the trap women and you get picked at the end, you win $20,000. But if you're there for love, you get to go on a baller vacation with David. So
Here's the thing. How baller is this vacation?
they said 5-star, Max, 5-star vacation.
For like 3 days?
I don't know. It's a 5-star. I have to assume 5 stars is a baller vacation.
Like, okay, if they get to be on Below Deck Mediterranean after this, baller. Agreed.
But that's not a UK show. You got to find the UK Below Deck,
Below Deck the channel.
the channel.
Below the channel.
Below the channel.
It's like a submarine show because there's no sun in the UK.
All right, should we get into some of our contestants? I guess some other contestants.
Sure, yeah.
Other contestants.
Let's do it.
Bachelorettes. So we've got Elise as our first contestant. So the only thing I wrote down about her is that VJ was here and he picked her as the most suspicious person. We all picked our most suspicious person, and she was a suspect at the end. So she was, she might be a love trap. We don't know, or might not be. Do we care? Anyway, anything to say about Elise, Brian?
Was she the one that showed up first?
No.
No.
Nope.
Damn it.
No.
That was Chloe.
No,
Nope.
that was Demi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Demi.
Okay, well,
No,
no,
I-
this was the sort of like she kind of looked goth for the first night.
Oh,
Not like heavy
yeah.
goth, but a little bit.
It was definitely like really tough for these introductions because like I was very concerned about getting their names down at the very least. And
She was on the left at the end.
Oh, this is the woman where he was like trying to ask her like what she thought and like was she suspicious of anyone or whatever, and she was giving the weirdest answers. She was so vague, and I think she was like she was like a psychology person maybe, and she said she was like, I need to look at people more, and he was like, yeah, what do you think though? And she was like, I don't know.
Yeah, she wouldn't give him an answer, and he didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't seem that suspicious to me, but
She seemed kind of weird, but
but
a lot of these people seemed kind of weird.
I mean, who goes on these shows is not weird. Let's be clear. And who goes on these shows that doesn't have fake lips? Apparently,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of fake lips in this show. Let's talk about our next contestant. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's
Cherie.
Cherie, thank you. 26. She is like a makeup artist on the weekend, and she likes to think that they're her alter egos. Fox, alter ego, yeah, watch it.
Don't
Yeah.
advertise that show here. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, don't watch the show. It's garbage.
Wonder if it's canceled yet.
No way.
I mean, I think their season's over.
Okay.
I think she said she was an office manager during the week too.
Yeah, but
Makeup
that
artist was her
wasn't all
specialty.
that interesting.
The makeup artist, right? That's really this is the Cruella Deville looking one.
Yeah.
Pseudo called.
Yep.
Did she say that she looks like? Or no,
No.
David said that.
I think you said it.
No,
it,
somebody
it
in the
was
show.
David on the
Oh,
show.
okay.
It was on the show.
We repeated it to be clear.
Okay.
So I did say it
James
just
was,
now, Max.
Yeah.
James was coming through the TV. He said it.
Her defining feature is she didn't really talk to David at all.
Is
Well, no, they
Just
had
'cause
a
she didn't make
whole
the cut
they had a
doesn't
whole
mean-
They
chat.
eventually had a chat,
Yeah.
and just not a whole lot happens.
Well, she said she told him this long story about how she was in a 4-year relationship with a dude, and he was in a 8-year relationship with someone else, like
Oh, yeah.
during the course of their relationship.
Which is
She told it in the weirdest way, and she was not upset about it at all.
very odd backstory.
That's an extreme cheating relationship. Like, how many cheating relationships can you think about? Like you've heard of that are just like more than 2 years?
in like a sitcom where they're like going between cities, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, or like an airport, like a pilot. There's only a couple jobs where that really works. Like you got your weekend girl, you got your week girl, or like you're a mobster. You can definitely get away with that. Right?
Nobody's
You
counting mobster life in this.
Some
Yeah,
sort of
good-
Don,
some sort of Goodfellas situation.
some sort of Dom wannabe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Eleanor. That was Max's pick.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked her. She seems fine.
Yeah, she seemed pretty normal. I did notice. I don't know if I noticed that they have these girls. There's like 5 beds, so
And there's
everyone
8
is,
girls.
And
So everyone is like 3 people have to double up, and it's very weird to force people all to sleep in a queen bed.
Who are
with
strangers?
Strangers,
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
To be clear.
I mean, Love Island does this, but with boy-girl couples.
Yeah, but the whole point of Love Island is to bang. So like the fact that there aren't enough beds probably helps that situation.
I guess.
Whereas
Yeah.
like you're not trying to bang here, you're just trying to sleep.
Well, 4 of the women might
yeah,
want to
but
bang.
not the other girls or the women.
Well,
What
we
if,
trying to
don't-
get
what if
David
they're
maybe they're also into
secret
ladies.
lesbians?
Right. No, I'm not
Secret
ruling it
lesbian.
out, but I'm just saying the intent of the show is that
Sure.
the idea is that they're all trying to get with David, right?
It's
And
true.
David has a bed for them to bang in. So it's not like
That
and
he
a,
shares.
and a private room.
No. Joel's in bed though.
I know.
Right.
I was gonna say. I in my head they share a bed because there isn't room for the host.
I would love that, but I don't think that works with the tone of the show.
We don't know anything. Is it even a mansion? We don't know.
Oh, I have that written down too. James at some point was like, are they on a set? Do they even have a mansion? And we're like, what are you smoking, James? Because
Dude.
they're in multiple rooms. You've seen the outside and the inside. Like both
couple
outsides.
things though. Couple things.
They
One.
don't even have a window. And we're looking at a fucking window.
No. That could have been easily a
Okay.
fake window. Like
Let-
you're telling me you've never seen a set where, all of the rooms are perfectly square and really squared off framed. And like the windows they always have a shade or something. Very fake looking lighting coming through. There's no you can't see a tree or a cloud.
Sure.
But that's not like an indicator of a set. That just means that they're filming and they need good light.
There were enough indicators that it was not a set for me personally.
Indicators such as shooting shots from the outside, sure, but that's easily swappable. That's all I'm saying.
I think the only thing is that it has to be a modified mansion because of the trapdoors. You don't just rent a mansion that has those trapdoors. You're going to have to go in there and do some modifications.
I don't know, man. Rich people are into some kinky shit.
If you somehow purchase a place that already has trapdoors, you really need to run a background check on that previous owner.
I would
Oh,
actually
yeah.
totally buy that the trapdoor room is a set.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what I thought
Because
too.
it was kind of
it
like
kind
a
of looks
dungeon.
like, it
There
looks
weren't
like a
any
set.
windows. That I would totally believe.
Yeah,
and
we're
like
gonna-
the confessional rooms and that weird makeup room. I'm just saying, there was a lot of shots where the rooms were just very not looking like a house or a giant mansion kind of.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Channel 4's goddamn cookie thing. Love Trap is filled inside this luxurious Solihull mansion.
What was that
What
word
were those
again?
words?
Solihull. I don't
I
know.
still don't-
Let me read it.
SOLIHULL. Solihull. I don't know.
Max, give it a go.
I don't know. I don't know where.
What do you mean? It was at the top of the
Oh.
page.
Solihull.
Okay, it's just the name of a village.
Yeah.
It's capitalized.
Okay.
Solihull
Okay.
or something.
I thought maybe it was like a style of
Yeah.
man.
No,
Same.
no. What? No, it's where it's from.
Okay,
where it
okay,
is.
okay.
So, it's a real mansion. It's just south of Birmingham.
Well,
I'm
that narrows-
not to clarify. I'm not arguing that it's not shot in a mansion. I'm just saying the way it was shot, it was just weirdly not the aesthetic and the looks that they were portraying looked like a set. Is all I was trying to. That was
There
my
was
point.
no grand hall or ballroom or anything that looked
Right.
like a mansion. It was all filmed in rooms.
Also, I don't know if we're a little minutia again. Why were there so many mannequins? There's so many random mannequins and parts of mannequins. There was at some point a desk in David's room that just had a mannequin foot on it. Very weird.
Ooh.
I got an answer for you. Rich people are into some kinky shit.
It does go with the dungeon vibe.
Sorry, I'm reading this article.
I saw a lot of random neon things. Did you see all the neon signs that were on the floor and behind the couch? I feel like there were some neon things.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
Sort of poorly decorating the fancy
Really
mansion. That kind of
odd-
weirded me out.
Odd choices.
Some people asked if the traps were real. I'm like, did you see it? That's obviously real.
Oh, it was CGI.
And the people that own the house apparently say it's quite real. So
It's in the house?
yeah,
Whoa.
You could, I mean, if you have a
Oh.
basement,
You can
I could see-
retrofit.
you could do some stuff.
Like
you
a
get production
2-level
crew.
basement.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
to be clear, we don't know what's actually down. It's just a black hole to us, so we have no
It's
idea what's down
true.
there. I really want to know if it's a giant pool, a pit, foam pit. What's going on down there?
I think it's foam pit.
I'm going mattress. It's a very short drop onto a mattress.
just a single layer mattress. You're definitely breaking a leg, Brian.
No,
You're
it's not like
falling,
that.
many feet.
The drop is shorter than my height.
No.
not doing-
You're fully going through the tube,
Yeah.
down.
Well, and she
Your
has
head's
to go
not
down.
sticking out of this
And
hole.
you have to clear the doors.
Yeah, because the trap doors come back up. I don't know.
the foam
Okay.
pit makes sense because you don't need as much clearance then because you're you plop in. You don't need a full person's clearance to fall into a foam pit. You just fall into it. So you only need half for the door to close and then just foam pit. You're good to go. So that
Maybe it's one of those fireman things.
could be. Maybe it closes so fast because you don't want to hear whatever they land in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it-
Yeah.
I didn't hear a splash or notice any sort of splash, so that's an observation.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
no
if it was
indication
just
of water.
into the channel.
Or the prestige.
Oh,
Maybe we're in
yeah.
that situation going on. don't want to spoil that movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Like, stop listening and just watch it.
Hell of a movie.
All right, let's get back
It's
to
exactly like Love Trap.
Oh no.
Who's our next contestant?
We've got Kelly. Brian picked as his suspicious person.
Yeah.
His love trap. And I have no notes about Kelly.
I don't remember
Hey.
a single thing about Kelly.
I don't either, and that's why she's sus.
Interesting.
All right, we'll move on to another person I cannot announce their name. I'm sorry. We just started calling her Saran Wrap, but it's Saren. I don't know. I thought she was suspicious because I don't like. The
Isn't
name.
that the bad guy in Mass Effect 1?
I don't know. I've never
Okay.
played it.
I named my
It's like-
daughter after.
Sarah with an N at the end. So
Yeah.
we just call her Sarah for now, I guess. I don't know. Some UK names are very weird.
Like
I don't understand it.
Cherie.
Just very weird.
She plays a cello. She has a red dress. Didn't see too much of her this episode.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked her. I just picked a name. So then we've got our favorite, Chloe. She's 22. She's a professional dancer. She doesn't go on many dates because she is who on the weekend, Max?
Claire.
Yeah. So
I don't know what that means.
What does it mean?
I think that means she goes out with a fake name on Friday to Saturdays to hook up with people, and they don't know her real name.
She doesn't have to say her last name. It's not like Chloe is such a distinctive name they could find her by that.
Maybe that's just how she gets into party mode.
Yeah, I think it must be more of an alter ego persona.
Mm.
So did we ever find out what kind of dancer she is? Like, is she a stripper and that's her stripper
That's
name?
the other option. Is it could be she strips on Friday, Saturdays.
Well, didn't she say she owns like 3 dance studios? I thought that's what she was saying
Also,
for
how the
dancing,
f-
which sounds legit.
How
Unless
the
they're
fuck could
strip
she
clubs.
own
Her
3
dance.
studios at 22?
Good
Yeah.
question, Max. Good question.
Sounds
But-
like you think she's a trap.
Well, no. Here's the thing. We know she can dance. She taught David how to do a little.
It's like look like
Tango.
a waltz.
Or Idle Waltz,
What do
yeah,
I
right.
look like? A danceologist?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it did seem very difficult in that grass with whatever kind of high heels she was wearing. That seemed
Super
very
high
risky.
heels. She was aerating the grass.
Yeah, they were stilettos. So like, that's just gonna go straight in.
I was worried about the ankles.
Yeah,
Watch
this was
the
on
ankles.
the first date. So David got to come in, didn't know the twist, got picked the hottest one, which is the youngest one, and went on a date. And she taught him how to dance, kind of,
Kind of.
which makes it suspect whether she's a stripper or not, because it was like a real dance. So like,
Well, she
say-
never said she's a stripper.
This is just our
so
theory.
she's not
This is
lying
our-
about being a stripper.
This is
Fritz.
our contention.
You can't get mad at her for not saying that she's
There's just-
not a stripper.
I'm not mad at her.
There was
In what way does it seem
No,
like
no,
I'm
not mad, but
at her?
implying that she's a trap because she's lying
I
about.
didn't say anything about her being a trap.
Love
I
trap.
was just saying, is she like a who's
Maybe she's
Chlo-
a
who is Chlo-
professional dancer,
who is-
and that's her stage name.
that could be it.
right,
Who-
but
who's Claire? That's the question. Like we wouldn't even care if she was a stripper or not. We wouldn't even talk about it if she didn't have a second name. We're like, who is Claire?
People have stage names. That's a thing.
okay. You're telling me
They're not all strippers. I don't know why we're like, what?
You're telling me that like a professional dancer, like at the something Philharmonic, I don't fucking know, takes on a separate name.
You mean like somebody like Jay-Z or like, I mean, like
He's
there's
not
a,
a dancer.
Those are singers.
yeah, but it's the same concept. People have stage names to protect their real identity. What are you not following? I'm
If
so
she
confused.
was like a solo dancer at something, like a stripper.
I'm just saying it could be her stage name for her performance of whatever she's doing, much like an artist or a dancer or anything. Am I the only one that thinks this?
I haven't heard of dancers doing this.
She's a professional ballroom dancer.
Okay, now that doesn't sound like a normal kind of dancer I would expect a stage name for, to be fair. But I don't know.
I'm sorry,
Maybe.
I'm on the internet corner, so I'm just like,
Who else do we have?
we have one more person, I think.
Well, Chloe is like, I feel
Oh,
like
we
she's
have two
like very
more.
tan.
Oh.
Also looks like she's got a lot of makeup on. I feel
Oh.
like that's her
oh
thing.
yeah.
She kind of has a Donald Trump vibe, honestly.
Chloe is also in the bottom 3. We're just not going to talk about that. We're moving on. We've absolutely that's a crazy statement. She's the bottom 3. She is not thrown through the trapdoor but she was picked because why,
She threw.
she threw somebody else under the bus.
Demi.
Yeah. So before he was like, "Oh, she didn't say anything. That's real sus." And then she says something. She's also sus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
What do you
bullshit.
want? What do you want, David? Do you want
Well,
him to tell you names or not?
It's just hard to come up with people, I think, at this point.
Yeah, he's
Like,
got to come
it's
with somebody.
24 hours, or maybe 28 hours or something since they met these people. So it's like,
Okay, I figured out what David wants. He wants to ask them and for them to refuse, and then he wants to push, and then they'll be like, okay, well, if you insist, maybe it's blah.
Maybe.
I think Max has nailed it. He wants the hesitation.
Yeah.
He's got to be like, oh, okay, you played it cool.
Maybe he wants a better reason. Like maybe her reason for that person wasn't good enough. But nobody knows anything, so.
all right, let's talk about our next contestant. We got Demi. She's 28. She does yoga, and she's a yoga instructor, and she has crystals.
Which she's
She
also
is-
the psychologist.
Yes.
But she has crystals.
She has crystals.
Right.
And for
Uh,
some
Well, I feel like
reason
you
her
skipped a big
whole-
portion of like her profession. You know.
she's a yoga instructor. I don't know why. That's what she said.
Well, she said psychologist first. Pretty sure.
She has a
No,
psychology.
she has a psych
yeah.
degree.
Oh, masters. There
But
you go.
she is a yoga instructor, and she has crystals. I thought that was very relevant. ABC and James picked her as the most suspect.
She's very sus.
She's so strange.
In retrospect, definitely.
Oh yeah, I mean, we picked before we really got to know anyone. And I think all of us might have picked Demi because it's very clear that she is a love trap. It's not there's no question in my mind right now.
She's a bad actress.
Yeah, she's terrible.
She's having so much fun doing it, and she ain't good.
She's overdoing it. She's
Yeah.
putting herself in situations she doesn't need to be and overreacting to them. It's it's super fake.
She's like, oh, I can't believe there's love traps on this show. Could it be her? Could it be me? Giggle, giggle. You know?
And I think similar to F Boy Island, we're getting a little bit more information because they're also lying or acting in their testimonials too. So we're getting to see how bad of a liar they are directly to the camera also.
Oh, I think we should mention a thing here, which is the host of the show will point out inconsistencies in people's stories.
That was really fun. I
Yeah,
thought.
that was interesting.
They would reverse it, and you could watch the scene again, but focus on what the lie was.
So, somebody previously in a testimonial would have said, I haven't been in a relationship for 3 years. But then they tell David, I haven't been in a relationship for 2 years. And is it because they're a trap or because they're ashamed of it? I don't know.
Or it's 2 years and 6 months and they're rounding differently.
It's like the host is playing the game with us and pointing out the clues.
Yeah.
It's like watching an NFL game and they're like, yeah, they threw it here and he missed it and we're going to rewind it. We're going to watch it. Is it a catch? It's not a catch. We're doing that for this reality show so you can play along at home.
It was good. They could do more of that. I really liked that.
Definitely. They should keep notes for you. Be
Mm.
like, oh, she lied here. She lied here.
Yes.
At the end when they bring up the three, they should have a little clip of why this person is suspect or not. That would be really cool.
Yeah. It could be a cool mechanic if David got to see if he could request to see the tape from a certain time or something and watch it
Oh,
again.
that would be even
Oh.
better.
If he could be show me all their reactions to the announcement, because that was one of the things they did. They were one girl was talking about people's having weird reactions to the announcement, and then they zoom back in time and show all their faces.
Yep.
If David could see that, that would be very juicy.
And he's just up all night just reviewing tape, just digging.
Well, it's like that Black Mirror episode. They did that on Black Mirror.
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
That'd be great.
What was the show that we did that was there was a similar show, it was dating, trying to find love, whatever. And then it was Chris Harrison or somebody would be like, let's look at this clip. And it would be some incredibly incriminating thing.
That was
Temptation Island.
There it is. What if you bring that element in?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
If he could spy
one
on the
clip
girls'
for everybody on
conversations
the
in their
trapdoor.
rooms or something, that'd be good.
Well, I'm not necessarily. I don't know. I was just thinking, how do you make that trapdoor room more interesting for the next time? It's maybe there's a clip for every girl that's on the trapdoor, and they're like, "Oh, how do you feel?" And it's let's go to the clip.
Oh,
That'd be
man.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think giving him access to the tape would be really fun.
It'd
Yep.
be extremely
I think
fun.
That would elevate the show a lot, I think. Then this guy's so paranoid. It's like Truman at the end of the Truman Show where he's just like, oh yeah, he knows what's going on here. There's no putting Genie back in the bottle.
I have a question. At the end of the mole, do they show the suspicious things the mole did?
Mhm.
Yeah,
feel like
they
there's a
do sort of.
replay.
Yeah, I think at the like reunion episode, they kind of do a play by play of all the things the mole did to like steal money,
Got it.
and it's very good.
All right, let's go with our last contestant here, Sherry Harrison.
I thought
sus-
we talked about her.
no.
Yeah, she's
we-
the makeup artist. We talked
no,
about,
that was
didn't we?
That
Yeah.
was
That's
This is-
Cherie.
this is
Cherie.
Cherie.
They are the same
It's
person.
the same
Yeah.
person.
Then
The
who did
captions
I
were
write
just wrong.
down is the wrong person.
Hmm.
Who is the person that got let go?
Clearly,
Cherie.
they were not memorable.
No, there's a
Yeah.
JHARE.
That's
Cherie.
CHE. We were watching auto-generated subtitles that called her name
Oh,
Cherie. That's apparently how it's pronounced.
It's Cherie with a J.
so she's the one that got eliminated.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then there's somebody else that I don't know who we didn't talk about.
Eleanor, Elise, Kelly, Chloe, Saren, Demi.
Thea.
Who?
Thea.
Who's that?
She was I don't think she was also in the episode. Like, so Demi came in first, and then Thea. Like, she's the second girl there.
Is it Taya? Thea?
Taya? Oh, maybe yeah, Taya.
In any case, I don't remember this name ever coming up. I believe there is like a rule in television unions where like if somebody doesn't have a speaking role, they can be charged differently for an episode.
Oh, what?
I mean, I know I missed the first two people, so I was waiting for them to like come back in and write them down, and I guess she just never got back up.
Show needs some chirons.
Although I do think like this is something that I kind of enjoyed about the show is the speed it moved through things,
Oh
and
my
we didn't
God.
spend any time meeting people who didn't matter, and it was kind of great.
Not a boring moment.
I mean, that's the thing is we've talked about this a lot because we see a lot of first episodes. Is that they introduce everyone? It's terrible. Like it just doesn't work very well. 8 people you might be able to do it. It's not It's not bad, but you got to focus on like 4 or 5, and the other people we just never really get to know. Then you get to know them next episode. It's
Sure.
fine. It's not a demerit against the show or anything to not know you.
No, I think this show did it very smartly, which is like usually the format is a person comes in, here's a 45-second video clip of them doing their thing. All right, done with them, on to the next person. This one, somebody just walks on, they have like 15 seconds to introduce who they are, and they just kind of move on to the next person.
And it's all like quick cuts too.
Yeah.
Like that's what I kind of liked about
Now,
the editing
later
and
on,
things.
later on in context, once you've gotten to know the person, then you get their little 45-second video.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we didn't really talk about Cherie like getting eliminated. I don't know if there's much to say other than Harrison called it. And
Yeah.
she is a trap. She is a love trap.
Yeah.
She was just totally emotionless in every conversation she had, and I think that's really what tipped him off.
She had like this really bad sob story in zero emotion. She would just like tell this flat out lie, and like it's about like her boyfriend having did we talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, how he had an affair the whole time they were together.
Yeah, and it's like you've got like you can trust somebody in your life again because I don't think you can. Not after 2 years, maybe after like 10 years. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like no way. And there's no way you can tell that story with a straight face. Like I couldn't even tell any story with a straight face that she had.
And then after she was eliminated, she was talking about how her and her boyfriend came up with this great backstory that was going to win her this game or whatever, and it was a terrible backstory.
It was so
Idi-
dumb.
idiots. That's
First
what they-
eliminated.
Yeah, she-
it should have just been like a really simple backstory, like, oh, I just haven't met the right person, whatever. Just
Or
like
we-
that would be so much better, and then he would think nothing of it. This got her eliminated instantly.
Well, who knows? Whatever. She had no emotion around everything, so not sure it was exactly that story, but that story gets you right to that first suspect list.
And-
Oh yeah.
And like somebody mentioned this, but it's that in combination with I just don't think that he really liked her that much. So if he eliminated her, and even if she was there for love, I just don't really think he liked her. So it wasn't like a big loss either way.
That's what I think the show's going to really get into is like, okay, so the 3 or 4 people that are like traps are really going to cling on and try to be there and be that like show that affection more than the other people. But so this guy's got to figure out, play this dance that I just like is going to be very cringy.
Okay, here's how you game the game. Honestly, you just at some point in the game, you start asking the girls to make out with you, and if they do, maybe they're poly, but unlikely.
I mean, I think if you're on this show, you got to be at least be able to kiss the other person.
I got to assume. I
Like,
got to
if you
assume.
can't kiss that person, then
I mean,
like, don't even let them on the show. Like,
I guess they get away with it on Temptation Island too.
like,
Yeah.
like if you went with like bang, like let's bang, that would definitely I think go cross a line.
I mean,
Sure.
I think if you're coming on the show as a love trap, you're having that conversation with your partner before this, like, hey, there's $20,000 on the line. I might have to smooch this guy a couple times, but I'm gonna bring home the bacon, and it's gonna be okay.
20,000 for a smooch.
I mean that's
I could work with that.
that's in the ballpark. You know, that's fine. But like, is 20,000 for a bang though? Is that in the ballpark or not in the ballpark?
No.
What is the ballpark? Like, if it was like $1 million, is that in the ballpark?
Possibly.
I mean, I've got to think so. That's so much money. That's so much money.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'd have to say it's in the ballpark, whether that's the exact number or not. Like, but that's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a hard time going to these girls and saying, if you don't bang me, you're a love trap.
Well, I just think that if you bang someone, then that's like a clear indicator that's a pretty clear indicator they're not a love trap. But
Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
this is the show.
What if they're love traps, but they actually fall in love with him?
That would be the ultimate ending to this show, and then
Oh,
they get to
man.
share the 20K and
I
start
think-
their
Do,
life.
wait, do they also get the 5-star vacation that we don't know any details about,
Ooh.
and the 20K?
No,
The
no
baller
vacation.
vacation.
No.
Yeah, no details.
Uh,
Come on.
I think Chloe is a high suspect for that because she's 22. She could be in a relationship. She could not be. Whatever. But she's young enough to maybe fall for him, and then already be in a relationship for a love trap. Like, she could be.
I mean, like, going by having seen Temptation Island, like, there's people that come onto that show, both of them in a relationship, and sometimes leave that show with other people. So certainly, it seems like a possibility.
God, season 1 of that show is so good.
I want to know what the criteria was to be one of the relationship people. How long do you have to have been in a relationship to be one of those girls? Like, I'm curious about that, like what the cutoff is. Like, I hope it's like at least a year,
I
because like
think-
you could be like dating someone for like a month and not care at all.
Sure. I think Cherie said she was in one for like 4 years or something. You know,
Yeah.
legit.
I have no idea. Should we get to our questions? Or Brian, do you have any other minutiae you want to bring up?
I have one thing.
Okay.
After the girl falls through the trap door, they have a next time on where 3 new people join, which was very unexpected for me.
Yeah, this is what my major complaint with the show right now is that it's too slow. You kick off one person a week. There's 8 people. Like, I don't care about this thing. You kick off one person a week. That's way too slow. Like, what are you
Wasn't
going to
there,
be
like
doing?
a preview where it showed 3 women drop?
Yes.
So maybe next
the
episode 3 women
preview-
come on and then he has to drop 3.
But the previews have all been like showing fake people dropping because they don't want to show who really drops.
Right.
So who
Yeah.
knows how many drops they're going to be. But it's too slow. Like, what are they doing? Like, this is what I have about these shows. Like, what do you do? What is the rest of the show like? This show's all been about them, like, talking about this trap. Like, it's just, like, not that interesting as, like, a form of entertainment to watch.
I mean, like, he's not actually, unlike The Bachelor or something like that, where they're kind of trying to get to know each other and sharing some, personal details about their life. Like, all the conversations revolve around whether or not that person's a love trap.
David is going around interrogating people.
I
Yeah.
gotta
Are
imagine,
you a love
like,
trap?
in future episodes,
Where
they
is
got to
she?
do some like different interesting dates and different kind of stuff to like kind of refocus it. But like, it's hard to know with new people coming in. But to Chris's point, that's kind of what I worried about the show. Is like, I feel like with one episode, you're like, oh, this is interesting. It's got a nice niche to it. There's some, a nice cool twist. But like, what happens like the next one and the next one? And to Chris's point, one a week and got to get through. I was like doing that. I'm like, oh man, okay, so we got 8 episodes. But then new people coming in. The
Yeah.
show could go on forever.
There's not enough activities at the house.
I think we need some kind of like Are You the One mechanic where he gets to like test groups of girls and find out how many traps
Ooh.
are in them or something.
some math, some game
Minds.
theory here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some questions here. Who is the worst human being on this episode?
Ooh.
Is it the host, Joel?
No, he's great.
Cherie is pretty bad. Just the bad lying and bad acting job.
Demi,
I think she's good on the show. Like, I think she's like hamming it up, but like in a fun way that adds to the show. Actually,
I mean, like Sherry's in the show for the wrong reasons, for the money, not for the love, and she has a terrible backstory.
well, just like
she's
the
a
whole like
terrible actor.
emotionless, like stone faces, kind of like it just doesn't add
It's
to the show.
very-
It makes it
it's-
almost painful to
It's
watch.
very dehumanizing. It's like
Yeah.
she's the Terminator.
But she's not a bad person.
no.
I think that's something in this show's credit. There's no like truly evil character that everybody hates.
We're definitely grasping at straws here. Like you could easily go with no one.
I mean, it could be that girl who threw the other one under the bus. I mean, that wasn't great.
Ooh, I like
Eh.
that. Like I don't know if Sherry did anything specifically bad, but you're right. I think that Chloe might be in.
But also, she threw Demi under the bus, and we
Yeah.
all did.
Demi has
Also,
crystals
I think
though.
she has crystals. I think it was super legit for her to answer the question when David was grilling her for
Yeah.
a name. I thought
But you
that was
can't
super
throw
legit.
anyone under the bus, ABC. Come on.
I don't know. I would have put up a little more resistance, but I think it was fine for her to name someone.
All right.
Maybe it's David is the worst. 'Cause
Maybe.
he's just interrogating everybody.
it's true. He's not taking this twist very well.
No.
at
I know,
all.
and he's on this lifelong career of being on weird romance shows.
Well, I mean, he wants them. He wants those influencers for sure. There's social media followers. He wants them.
So he can sell his fitness stuff.
This guy's definitely gonna be on that X on the Beach show next. It's gonna happen.
Do you think he's the new like Tony Horton, the P90X guy? He's just trying to sell his own fitness videos for millions of dollars.
I don't know. I would like to add a new question
Okay,
just for this episode. We don't need to answer it right now. I want everybody to kind of stew on it.
Stu.
What insane romance show will this guy be on next?
Ooh.
What's going to be the gimmick?
I also have a new question that I'd like to
Hit
throw
me.
out there. A lot of times we're pretty negative about these shows, so let's add a question of what's the best thing about this show.
There's a very obvious answer.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go around and you can't pick what other people picked.
No, okay. Well, let's get the first one out of the way.
So I'll say the show's moving. I like it's moving.
Yeah.
There isn't a whole lot of downtime. I think that's really a great part of the show. Max,
There's a trap door.
I know you couldn't wait.
It's got social deduction. I love a mole type show. It's great.
ABC, what do you got? What do you got for me?
That was it.
The social deduction.
So-
I love a mole, and there are 4 moles.
Harrison.
I love when they go back to the tape and they point out the inconsistencies. I like
yeah.
that.
James, you got one?
Damn, you stole my. I was gonna say. Well, like I did like the style of the edit, but I'll also say I thought the host also doing the narrator was done pretty well in this show. Like
Yeah.
we've seen other shows they've tried it and it feels like either too much or not enough. I feel like they did pretty good in this one. Like it was good. It was fun. It was kind of like add a nice positive tone.
Brian.
It was in a mansion. It's pretty
All right. How sure are you of that?
60%.
This bodes well for your rating if that's what your best thing about the show is. All right, let's get to a production schedule here. In my internet cornering, it seemed like they rented this mansion for 8 weeks, so there's probably like 2 weeks beginning and tail end to do like some trapdoor maintenance, like installation.
Sure.
Were the
of
trapdoors
some sort
already
of
there? Did they have to
trapdoor.
make them?
I don't know.
Did they leave the trapdoors there when they left?
I have no idea. I don't know. The article I read just said that they tweeted and said the trapdoors are very real.
I mean, they would have a hell of a Halloween haunted house.
Oh my god.
Yo,
I
did you
would-
find their Airbnb listing?
No, apparently it's not available to rent for normal people. It's only for TV shows and productions.
Or like people that have a podcast about TV shows.
Yeah. They definitely, when no one's filming in that, you should definitely be able to go in and use that trapdoor. Like,
Definitely.
Go in and pay $10, $20 or whatever it costs to go in and just ride that trapdoor. Right?
Sign that waiver.
It's that neighborhood trampoline thing.
All right. I think it's like a month. Like it's obviously 8 weeks, but filming's probably about a month, maybe a little more. Seems about right. Let's go to our favorite question: drinking rules. Brian, give me your drinking rule.
Ooh. Every time you see like a horrendous makeup job, take a drink.
Okay.
There was
Yeah.
there were some pretty bad ones in there, and I think it's going to get worse.
James doesn't have one.
I got one.
Oh, you did.
That was my signal for I got one.
That's like the signal for wait.
Oh, okay. Well, Hanson was how many seasons? How many episodes in on this are we? Like
Uh,
500 yet? Okay, so mine is every new outfit, take a drink.
Ooh, that's too. That's all. That's too much to keep track of.
No, you see it like changing outfits. Boom.
All right, Harrison, what do you got for me?
Every time someone says trap, take a drink.
Oh, it's a hard mode right there. Anybody you got one?
Ooh, that's tough. Maybe every time David puts a woman on the spot, and then punishes her for answering.
Max.
Anytime the YouTube auto-generated captions are wrong, take a drink.
Oh yeah.
I'd say drink while they set up the tension to drop someone. So like between like him like going, I'm gonna, or like
Sure.
she's gone, you're drinking while they like tee it up as she falls. So I think that's a good one. Brian?
That was along my line. So I would like finish your drink when they actually fall through the trapdoor.
Yeah, I mean take a good swig.
I want to build on that one. I think that much like they are dropping through the trap door, everyone gets an Irish car bomb type of drop drink, and as soon as they go through, you drop it and you
that's a
chug
good
that
one.
drink.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Would this show be better as a Quibi?
If it were just the ends, yeah. I could just watch people vote.
Oh no,
Yo,
I can see
Who's
that.
my least favorite?
No, Max, I think you're onto something, right? Like you could do like a mini show where it's like, okay, this person, right, like the Bachelor person, and there's 3 people, and it's like quick 15 seconds, like who each one is, like who do you think's the trap, and then it just does it.
I think that's a different show, but that would be entertaining. It's just a TikTok at that point.
Right. I think we just made a TikTok show.
This would be better as a TikTok. That's a good TikTok. That's about it.
I just think there needs to be more trapdoors in our daily lives.
Should
Okay.
we make one in your new apartment?
Maybe.
I got a new pitch for Netflix interactive series where I push the button.
Yeah.
Oh, pushing the button would be great, I think.
So you just want Real World Dunk Tank.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
All right. This is a new question newish question. Who's going to hook up next?
David.
Obviously, David.
And the host.
Sure.
Or it could be the host, Who knows what happens in this
I think
show.
it's going to be David and one of the incoming people.
I think it's going to be Chloe. I'm going to go with Chloe.
No, she hates him now.
I think that she's young and she'll forgive him.
I mean, when that vacation's on the table,
Yeah, I get it.
Or the money.
or the money.
Or the money. The money and the vacation.
If you're just playing this long game, you don't like David, but you want to win, and you're single, but you're just playing for the vacation with David.
That's so weird to me.
So weird.
It's so weird. You don't even get money if you're not like that's just give them money. Like I don't understand why the people in the show don't win money no matter what if you're picked at the end.
If it were like 20,000 plus a nice vacation, great. I would love
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I mean, I think that the 20K should just be split between the girl he picks and David.
No,
Sure.
because then they're not there for
Not-
the right reasons.
No, the trap. I think if the trap wins, they get all the money. If the trap doesn't win, they should split it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, we're all on the same page.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you change it though. Because then you're changing why the reason the women are supposed to be for true love.
Yeah, that's
true.
true, James. You're
'Cause
right.
it changes they're not being genuine then. Then everyone's there for the money.
So why even have a prize at all? The prize is David.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Unless you're the
Everyone-
trap.
Everyone is here for the money. The social media followers, for sure. Like, there's no question.
What if halfway through we find out David is the Prince of England?
Ooh,
What if?
sort of Prince Harry sequel.
Some kind of reverse Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
they took Prince Harry and they put him in full prosthetics, big makeup.
That's why his face is so angular, because it's Prince Harry.
The show that didn't even air all of its episodes. Let's remake that.
But reverse.
With traps.
Brian, who's gonna hook up next?
I'm going with Demi because I think that she seemed too thirsty, and I think she's a
Ooh.
trap.
She's in it to win it. I agree.
That's a good use of thirsty. I like it. Does anyone else want to
She-
guess?
She also was literally thirsty at the beginning because she was going to drink all those wine glasses.
It's true. She's like, ate too many.
Okay, we got to go back to the champagne thing, right? Okay, so Demi is the first one that gets there. She walks up to this table at the bottom of the stairs of this mansion. She sees 9 champagne flutes. She's like, cool. She grabs one. She's like doing the math. She's like, I wish there was 8 less.
It's because she's a trap. She doesn't even need the guy.
Exactly.
She has a guy.
It's the dead giveaway. Dead
Mm.
giveaway. She just wants to drink alone party.
I would say also, actually, this is coming back. I do think after all the women came in, she made another comment that was kind of weird. She was like, it's so great to be like in a group of girls. And I was like, if you're a single woman, I would think you'd be in a group of girls somewhat regularly. Suspicious, Demi.
We already know she's suspicious.
I mean,
Fucking
she was also talking about how it was like female empowerment. And like, I don't really know how like being on this dating show where the guy literally dictates like everything that's going to happen is really female empowerment, unless you're the trap and you're going to trap him.
Trap. All right, let's get into our favorite and last question. We do a rating system. So we've got a stack ranking system. We do top, middle, bottom, third, comparing this show to other reality shows. Some people may stack rank in their stack ranks. Max, what do you got for me?
Top third, bottom of the top. I really enjoyed this episode, but for reasons stated previously, I'm concerned that there won't be enough dynamic stuff happening in future episodes. Remains to be seen.
Annabeth, what do you got for me?
I'm same as Max. I did really enjoy this episode. Bottom of the top. One thing I think was sort of a knock against this show is like, I don't really feel that compelled by David, and he really has to carry a lot of this because he's like the bachelor. So I think if he was a little more compelling and there were sort of like the potential of some more real relationships or conversations, it'd be better. But it's really good. It's got some traps.
Harrison?
I think this is going to be a middle third show for me. I mean, I thought that I like the pacing, I like the style of it. I thought the host is pretty good. The trapdoor obviously is a big plus. I don't know. I think that the concept is going to wear a little bit thin over time. I don't know. It's kind of a less interesting version of F-Boy Island. So, I don't know. Middle.
James, what do you got for me?
Well, it is true. There was no like extra twist at the end of this, like F-Boy Island. There's some like redemption zone or something. So that's a knock. But I'm gonna give it a top third. This was a very enjoyable episode for me. I do worry, like pacing was good, but I worry that like now it's gonna feel like it's gonna get slower because only one person getting off, and I don't like new people coming in. I just want to like whittle it down and be done with it. I don't want to like be in this ever state of like constant churn. So I'm a little worried there, but overall, top, bottom of the top.
A top third love show from James is unheard of.
It's pretty rarity.
Unreal. Check the stats. Brian, what do you got for me?
Bottom of the top.
All right.
I'm probably gonna go back and just put one on in the background.
That's what bottom of the top means.
It means I don't want to watch some more and like see some more people getting flushed.
Did anybody come up with good ideas for David's next show?
Oh, we'll talk about. Well, let me finish mine. And
Okay.
Then we'll go on.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a middle third show. I think it was moving, but by the last third, I was like kind of over it to a point, and that's why I question what the hell they're gonna do on the show to actually get me to be interested in watching this person date 7 people, but then psychologically tortured, figuring out if they're there for the right reason or not. So, I mean, that part is kind of interesting, but does that get you an hour-long show and only kick off one person a week, not figuring out if they're a trap or not? Like, I don't know. It's weird. So it's gonna go in the middle, but it's not bad. So it's middle. All right, Max. I'll give you an answer. Naked and Afraid of Love.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd do great. He's hot. All the women are gonna be thirsty. He's thirsty. He's ready for it. Max, what do you got for me?
I think it's going to be Big Brother. They're stuck in a house, except there's no running water.
That's
Whoa.
very.
Whoa.
Uh,
This is the only reaction I can muster for that is whoa.
This dude has awful luck.
That's why we're never going to be allowed to be reality show producers, Max. With ideas like that.
I don't know. I think somebody would buy that idea.
Okay. What about you, Annabeth?
I mean, this is like a fitness dude. Like, this guy could get on the challenge, maybe.
Ooh,
I feel like he could be fodder.
Man, if that dude starts getting like a hall brawl or something, he's gonna be cutting so many other people's faces with his own face.
Yeah, dude.
He's got to have a full face shield.
Harrison, do you have an answer?
I mean, I already think with this guy's luck, he's probably going to end up on X on the Beach. Like, it's going to be another one of these. He shows up on the show and some terrible twist is revealed. I think it's either that or he's going to be one of the contestants on that show where you kind of slowly get revealed being naked from the bottom up. Like, he could be on that one
Naked
too.
attraction.
Man, that would be such a crazy twist. You're like, you see it bottoms up, and then you get to the dude's face. You're like, what is going on up there?
He might have already been on that show.
Maybe.
Maybe.
James?
Oh shit, the show, right? Oh crap.
If you don't have one, that's
Brian,
I
fine.
don't have one right now.
Brian.
Sexy Beasts.
Oh,
He's gonna have to cover up that mug of his.
That's a really good one for him.
and it's filmed in the UK, right?
I think Harrison has the best answer here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the X on the Beach is another show where they're like, we're going to be on BIP. It's going to be great. And then it's all your exes show up.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's a good one. And it's like all these people from these other shows. All right. Well, that's it for our discussion of the Love Trap on Channel 4. Max, you got a shout out this week?
I marathon Squid Game. It's not, a piece of art, but very entertaining.
I agree. Annabeth, you got a shout out for us? It's been a while. You guys,
I know.
You should
It's
have
been a
like
while.
8 shout outs.
I watched Starstruck on HBO and I really liked it. It's
What
like
is it?
it's like 8 episodes. It's about a woman who hooks up with a guy and finds out he's a movie star. But it's got a very like girls vibe to it. It's very funny. She's a very good comedian.
Okay.
Harrison.
Couple quick ones. New season of Succession rolling right
Oh.
now. That show's awesome. So that's really good. And then new season of Survivor that's airing right now is actually pretty good too. So Jeff Probst has some real weird energy in this season. He went through some stuff in the pandemic, I think.
There's like a bad episode in there.
Yeah, it's been pretty good overall. They're pretty good.
It's got some good highs. But
They've-
it's got a low, at least at this point.
Basically, the theme for the season is like, we're going to do a season with the most possible mechanics. So they've made the game as complicated as possible, basically.
And they shortened it.
Yeah, and they shortened it.
They
Yeah.
shortened it for some sort of quarantine situation.
But it's
so-
been like the same length for like a bajillion seasons, right?
Yeah, since season 1, it's been 39 days.
That's
This
nuts.
is the
Yes.
first time it's like 26 days.
So they decided to make it shorter, but like more intense. Like they didn't give him any rice or food or anything.
Oh, fuck.
So
They're in a pretty place where you get off. There's like a lot of
Okay.
coconuts around. They're like,
Yeah.
they're not starving.
I would
Like-
be so sick of coconuts though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but also doesn't the coconuts, it's going to destroy your stomach too if that's all
Well,
you're
they
eating.
have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're
They
in a
can balance
tropical
it.
environment. Like, there's other things to eat, but you gotta work for other things to eat. There's like banana. People are eating bananas. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's definitely some food around, but you got to work for it a little bit more.
it's
than-
not alone. Okay.
I mean, if I've learned anything from Tom Hanks on Castaway, it's, you got to watch out for eating too many coconuts.
And you gotta fall in love with the volleyball.
It's
Yes.
true.
James, you got a shout out this week.
So I'm going to skip the shout outs, but an important quick update on Below Deck. So new season is rolling of the OG version. No Captain Lee. What's going
What?
on? He's
Oh,
missing.
no.
He is MIA.
Is
There's a
he-
different captain?
There is a substitute captain
Is he
filling
mentioned at all?
Yes, so something that is not detailed, but Captain Lee is dealing with a quote situation, and he will arrive at some point, but we don't know when.
some sort
And
of.
so there's a temporary captain who is the delivery captain who basically chartered the boat like across the sea from somewhere to somewhere, and they're now arrived. And he is running the charter. He's the show. It's so clear he is not as good as Captain Lee. Just in terms of like the show dynamic and like entertainment. He's like trying. He's just trying so hard, and it's like I don't know that it's really working. So we'll see. So far, it's it's off to a solid start. Got some returning cast. I think Eddie is the bosun and Chef Rachel, who had a big meltdown with Eddie. So got some good drama on the way. I think.
Is this not a shout out? I'm confused.
It's just a quick update because I've already shouted out Below Deck 1,000 times. So just a
That's
big
fair,
update.
that's
You can
fair.
still shout
This
it
is
out.
shout out update.
Shout out, there's a new season.
Shout out new
That's
season,
all
but
I'm
no
saying.
Captain Lee is the update. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Got it,
Breaking
got
news.
That COVID break.
Brian, what do you got for me?
You season 3.
Oh.
So much
Yeah.
TV I gotta watch.
Yeah, it's really insane. I don't really have a shout out this week. I finished Squid Game, finished Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's great. Squid Game is weird and fine. Like it's not a like must watch. It's kind of a must watch. Everyone's talking about it, but like it's not like must watch because it's good. Like it's fine. So
No spoilers though. We're halfway through.
yeah, I'm not spoiling it, Brian.
Okay.
Don't spoil it. Anyway, that's it for us this week. Oh, actually, before we go, last week polls ended, and we got a bottom third from the audience. So if you want to get in on the rating system, check out Twitter. You can find us on Who Put This On with the poll for this week. Tell us what you thought of the show. You can also find a poll on Spotify at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. There's no poll there. Yell at Noah. Tweet at him.
So, a question. I was not last week. So, did the audience rated the show?
Yeah.
What was the show?
The show was Undertaker, Escape the Undertaker.
Boom, there you have it. Bottom third from the
It's
audience.
one
Okay.
of the Netflix interactive shows. It sucks.
It definitely deserves a bottom third.
No,
for
thanks
sure.
to the audience. I know it's a bottom third.
Yeah. Or you can listen to the pod and figure out
It's
what
true.
we thought of the show.
I need to do my homework.
I'd also like to add for that show, no trapdoors.
Not a single trapdoor.
Yeah, that's insane, you know? Should have been a trapdoor in there. And you can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.
The Love Trap is a reality TV show where you can fuck somebody in a relationship. Love Trap, baby.
baby.